Good morning and one warm welcome to you all. And thank you for giving your valuable time to take part in this webinar. Before we begin this webinar, a few instructions. Dear participant, kindly mute your audio and video throughout this session. Our resource person will address us for 45 minutes. Then we will have some time for interaction. Also, kindly note the feedback link attached with the certificate will be shared during this session and will be kept active for 30 minutes. The feedback link will not be shared on WhatsApp groups, hence I request you to be attentive during the session. As per the restriction imposed by the Certify-M, the certificate provider, we will be circulating 100 certificates and remaining certificates will be sent on the following day. With this note, we will begin our webinar in 1 minute. Ravi sir, shall we begin? Hello, sir. Yes, yes, we can see your name. Shall I begin? Hi, Jocelyn Rodriguez, behalf of St. Joseph's Evening College. Take this opportunity in welcoming you all to this national level webinar. Today, data science and AI are the fastest growing domains, having strongest influence on the business and the industry. The demand for data scientists is very high in sectors like IT, telecom, manufacturing, and many more. India is the second highest country next to US, having generated the demand to recruit about 50,000 data scientists for 2020-21, and this makes data science an attractive field for a fresh graduate. Hence, we felt the need to have this session and invited Mr. Avi Srivastava, who is an expert in this field. Let's begin the webinar with the prayer. May I now request Professor Dorothy Deepa to lead us into prayer. Thank you, Professor Dorothy. It gives me an immense pleasure in welcoming our speaker for the day, Mr. Avi Srivastava. It's a privilege on our part to welcome Mr. Avi Srivastava. May I now request Professor Ravi Richard, Head of the Commerce Department, to welcome and introduce today's guest speaker. Over to you, sir.
in many fields. It could be in the field of healthcare, financial services, banking, technology, and many more. And data science for business becomes extremely important in order to optimize business processes, maximize revenues, and reduce cost. Now, the purpose of organizing this webinar is to provide knowledge on the key aspects of data science applications in business in an easy and practical manner. We have with us a very distinguished and accomplished resource person, Mr. Avi Krishna Srivastava, Associate Consultant, KPMG Global Services. Mr. Avi is an alumnus of Vellore Institute of Technology and has research background from the National University of Singapore. He works in close association with clients in the United States to automate tax technology practice and one source income tax. He has worked in developing Alteryx and data science for several domains. Mrs. Avi has worked on individual projects like churn analysis, customer segmentation, RFM analysis, lifetime value analysis, implemented advanced machine learning and deep learning algorithms for industrial applications. He has worked on several projects such as social media analytics, sales forecasting, navigation during guided therapy, developed a model to do surgical navigation with National University Hospital, Singapore, and several other projects. He has a very detailed CV which runs into several pages, and he is basically an expert in machine learning, data science, Tableau, Alteryx, and human data science. So these are some of his areas of expertise. Um, a warm welcome to you, Mr. Avi Krishna Srivastava. I also welcome the director of St. Joseph's Evening College, Father Brian Pereira, the principal, Dr. Albert Joseph Smith, members of the staff, the students, and all the participants from various colleges uh, and also from the industry who are participating here. Very warm welcome to you. And through this webinar, we'll be able to get to know deeper insights about this topic, data analysis and artificial intelligence for business applications. And I now welcome our resource person, Mr. Avi Krishna Srivastava, to deliver his lecture. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for the warm welcome. And I really appreciate the efforts and the time people have taken up to join the webinar during the weekends. So, like as already mentioned by Professor and by St. Joseph's about me, so it's really a great journey through now till now in the field of data science and machine learning. So definitely, I'll be walk you through all the practical exposures and all the tools and techniques we use in data science and machine learning, all the latest technology and how you guys can cope up with the data being in a different field. So the field doesn't really matter, right? I mean, a few of us are from commerce background, few could be from different background who doesn't have coding experience. So data science, I personally believe that's an art. More of a science, it's an art of dealing the data. So I'll start the presentation and I'll make sure that it won't sound boring to you. So just let me present my screen. So let me know once you can see it. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
It is
Thank you.
visible.
Thank you. Thank you. So as we discussed the topic about data science and artificial intelligence for business application, and few of us might be aware of the term data science, the term data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence. But we actually are pretty much confused. So the survey we have done recently, people they know the term artificial intelligence, but when I ask them, okay, what is actually an artificial intelligence? So they try correlating it with different aspects, which is not wrong, definitely. So I'll start with all these aspects, and I'll show you the real-time industrial projects, some useful case studies which we have done, some good desktop applications powered by artificial intelligence. You'll see them throughout this webinar. Let's talk about me. Like Sir has already explained, my name is Avi Krishna Srivastav. I currently work as an associate consultant in KPMG Global Services, and I did my BTech from VIT University Vellore with the majors in biomedical engineering, and my MTech by research is from BITS Pilani in the field of data science and engineering. So definitely, I'm gonna explain you how the journey from biomedical engineering to the field of data science engineering has been all through this while. And along with that, my expertise are in data science, machine learning, deep learning, robotic process automations, analytical process automation, building several software robots, intelligent software robots, and then many more, which includes tools like Alteryx, Tableau, Power BI, NIME, and so on. So this is about me, and I'll just talk more about my journey, which I feel it could be, a bit of a motivation for you guys, because some of you are in commerce background, some of you are in different areas, agriculture or different fields. So you might be thinking, right, how to shift from any of the domain to a different domain if ever you want to. That's nowhere a very big deal. Anybody can do that. So my journey has never been a very straightforward. I joined biomedical engineering, and to be honest, I didn't know about much about what biomedical engineering is. So my journey has always been, with zigzags and ups and downs and different kind of scenarios that have come up. So during my undergrad, so I had least knowledge of biomedical engineering. So I decided to learn about biomedical engineering and know what are the career aspects. So definitely, if we are going and learning any degree and we are taking any degree, we have that thought in our mind: what will happen if I take this degree? What will happen if I go into this field? How prospects? What are the prospects that could come across? So there are many questions. So what I have explored, that internship is the best way to explore your jobs, to explore your domain and the fields. The first internship I did was from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and I worked there to develop some novel materials. So after having an internship in IISc Bangalore, I was pretty much sure that material science is not my cup of tea. I cannot deal with the chemicals. I cannot deal with the chemical reactions which happens in the lab. So definitely not. So I eliminated material science from my biomedical engineering department, from my career aspects. Then the next internship I did was from a defense research and development organization, which was in Delhi. With there, I worked with the grade B scientist and have developed few algorithms in imaging. So this was a part where I got myself introduced to the imaging sector of biomedical engineering. So I found that pretty fascinating, right? I mean, everything is going non-invasive, and people are, they are not doing any kind of surgery. So robotic surgeries, intelligent automations, and all those things are coming, which are dealing with the images. So from DRDO, I got myself into imaging, and then I did my internship from Siemens Healthineers, that is in Gurgaon, northern part of India. And the last one, for my research projects, I went to National University of Singapore. There, I explored more about what is AI, what is ML, and worked on the real life projects, and that was a turning point. So after having 3 internships, that fourth one has made an impact. So few of my research, this was from IISc Bangalore, developing some novel materials. This is from National University of Singapore, developing the image guided therapy navigation system, followed by 3D scanning and mitigating morphological deformations for surface anatomy. So these are few of the research. So as we have a bit time crunch, so let's begin our journey with artificial intelligence, and we'll explore throughout the webinar what is AI. So by the end of this webinar, you'll be able to correlate your domain expertise, your domain knowledge with the data knowledge, and you'll be able to figure out what is the best fit for you guys in this coming era of data. So let's talk about data. So may I ask anyone, any one of you in the webinar, how can we describe data? What is data? Anyone can try it out. Anyone? Okay, so how we describe data, right? In this data field, we say anything which is capturing the information is called as data. Data could be anywhere. If I'm giving the presentation, if I'm speaking up, and if I'm doing any kind of text to the WhatsApp, that contains data and it has a meaningful information in it. So anything which is capturing data is anything which is capturing information is called as data. It could be in any form, may it be images, may it be text, may it be numbers, anything. It could be a data, right? Followed by why data is important. So we say that, right, data is everywhere, data is a gold. And so why is it important? Why to analyze the data? What has come up to the fact that people are analyzing the data now? So data basically reveals your past history and the patterns. It tells you in any company what has happened in the past with the company, so that we can make the present in a better way. Like it's always said, right, you should always take the lesson from your past. So in the same way we pitch data, like it tells you about the past, it gives you about the current situations, and with the current situation of the data we can predict the futures, like we can forecast it, we can forecast the numbers. So it helps in the data driven decisions. Many companies are based upon this data driven decision algorithms which work at the back end to give a proper output. It highlights the hidden patterns and the behaviors. So I will narrate this whole point in coming few slides with a real time example of data with the help of desktop applications. And the last but not the least, it indicates a statistical significance towards the sales or revenue of any company. So when I say sales or revenue, it means that all the companies are there. They ultimately seek for the revenue. What is the factor? Suppose you being a data scientist and you're going in any company, and the company who says that, hey, can you give us some relevancies of the data and some statistical importance? What is the reason behind my downfall? My downfall, why my sales is being declined? So you being a data scientist, you should know these factors, that what could lead the sales in the company. So like sir said, right, it's data science is being used everywhere and data is being generated everywhere. So what is the trend? What is the trend of the data science right now? Why everybody is going towards the data scientist field? They want to be an ML engineer, they want to be an artificial intelligence expert. So there are some trends with the stats I like to show here. So currently the daily data output is more than 2.5 quintillion bytes. So that's a huge number. I mean, I cannot imagine it in a pictographical representation, to be honest. So per day, people are generating so much of data. If so much of data is generated, right, so we need people who can handle those data sets, who can give us the meaningful information out of. That is why the data scientists are required. The recent survey, which was done by IBM, it states that by the year 2021, there will be an increase in the job opening from 3,64,000 to 27,20,000 data scientist job. So I can see the number. It's very steep with the drastic change in the numbers. So I can say that it's more than exponential growth. It's way more than exponential growth. So there is so much of job openings right away. So data scientists are huge paid amount according to the skills they possess. That's also been a survey conducted by IBM. So when I say huge paid amount, it's not in so that's like a very huge amount which they pay as compared to the others. So this is what the data scientist trends right now. It follows that 400% rise in the demand of data scientists in the coming year across various sectors in India. If you take this figure across the globe, it's way more than 800%. So this is how the data science trend is, and this is why people should focus more on data science. Instead of having a domain knowledge, people are having their knowledge in commerce, healthcare, any kind of different domains, but they should also know about what data is, because that's the future which we can see. Let's talk about data science. What is data science? What actually data science means? We have People have different perception of data science. So the definition which we have come across is data science is an interdisciplinary field which uses scientific method, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from many structured and unstructured data. So this definition looks a bit complex. Let's segment it in a way that data science is an interdisciplinary field. When I say interdisciplinary, it means that anybody it doesn't require any specific skill to be there. It's a mixture, or it's a blend of different disciplines. Let's say statistical analysis, so the the field of stats, it could be applied in data science. The field of computer science, algorithms, and different methods and processes, electronic and communication, it could be applied in data science field. So data science is an interdisciplinary fit. What data is saying, actually, it's a story kind of thing. It's more of an art. Statistical modeling, it means like modeling the data and giving all the relevant insights, and knowing what are the factors contributing towards the things, and knowing about the key influencers. Those are the statistical modelings. Data visualization, that's a really beautiful example, and that's a really good field right now, data visualization, because data needs to be visualized in all the way. Without visualizing the data, you cannot come up with the insights. Machine learning. Machine learning is definitely a different story right now, because we teach the machine how to learn. So I'll give you good example in the future slides. So what is machine learning? We'll come up with a definition. The machine learning is the ability of a computer system to learn from the environment and improve itself from experience without the need of an explicit programming. So right, this is an exam, this is a definition. I how I correlate with machine learning is, machine learning is like something teaching a child of around 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. So it's how we train the child, right? Let's say I'm saying 2 plus 2 is 4, and the kid says no, it's 8. I'll penalize that kid. I'll say no, 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, now the kid says, okay, no, that 2 plus 2 is 6. I said, no, that's 4. He says, okay, that's 4.2. I said, you're close enough, so let's stop it here. You have learned a lot. So this is how we train the models. This is how we train the machines. This is how we build the intelligent robots, by training them, right? By penalizing them. There are many applications of machine learning, including forecasting, customer segmentation, churn predictions, fraud detection, which is excellent example for financial sectors like banks and insurance, text classification. So these are some potential use cases which is being used by ML. Followed by, what is artificial intelligence? Then people are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning. So what is AI? AI is something which we refer to as simulating the human brain functionality by the machines. This is achieved by creating an artificial neural network that can show human intelligence. So when we have very huge amount of data, we create the artificial neural networks. So those networks are nothing but the deep learning model, one step ahead of machine learning, that is called as deep learning. When we combine everything and we bring up the application, we call that as an artificial intelligence application. I will show you some good artificial intelligence desktop application which we have created specific for you. So what are the limitations of AI? So people are talking about AI, people are knowing about AI, but when you go inside the industry, right, they are not ready to accept AI solutions. They want to talk about it, but why they are not accepting it? So there are some limitations. One is very huge amount of data is required when you talk about artificial intelligence. We know that 2.5 quintillion bytes have been generated per day, but still very huge amount of data is required for artificial intelligence. In turn, definitely, if I'm taking all the 3 points, it's making the huge investment. Ultimately, for any of the organization, investment is a major factor. They won't invest on something where the return is not that feasible. So this is a limitation of AI right now. So summing up all the things of artificial intelligence, I will say it as a holistic picture or a broad picture in which ML is a subset. ML is a small part of AI, and data science is the intersection which crosses AI and ML and has its own unique features. So if I talk about this part, right, this is a part where we talk more of stats, and if I'm predicting anything, it will come into ML. So this is how the overall picture of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science looks like. So when we use the AI-driven models, there are limitations, but when to use that AI-driven models? So AI-driven models, we use it when we have least chances of errors, when there is no robotic activity. If there is any kind of robotic activity, let's say sending out an email, so we have received an Excel file, and from that Excel file, we need to send an email to, let's say, 1,000 people at a time. So if a person is doing that, a human is doing that, that is very tedious. They have to copy paste everything, and then they have to go to the email and then copy paste the things again. So that's a tedious job, right? So instead of that, we can set a robot, and that robot will do everything for you. So that's a robotic. When there is non-robotic activity, you can use AI. When there's huge data, you can use AI. When there's no conditional activity, you can use AI. When I say conditional activity, it means that, okay, if it is this, then that. So if there is any if else condition, right, then AI models will fail. So this is a bit of limitations why people are not using AI as of now. How artificial intelligence works basically. So I have created one case of object detection for you, and we'll see this how the AI intelligence, how the artificial intelligence works. So the object detection, right? There is let's say there is an image, there is an input image, and conventional method like around 10 years back when people used to do the object detection on the images, they used to have a coding. So that coding was, let's say, 1,000 lines of code and 10,000 lines of code. That's a huge manual efforts, and it takes at times around 1 or 2 months to develop this kind of algorithms. And then they can predict, okay, this is a bounding box. They can machine can predict, then, okay, this is a dog, this is a bicycle, or this is a truck. But this was a conventional method. This was people have been using last 10 years. But now it's people hardly use this line of code. 10,000 line of code is insane, right? So now what happens, right? Artificial intelligence method, this input image is same, and the processing part is AI. So when I say this is like, let's consider these nodes, these input points as a eye, and this is my brain. So continuously I am training up the model, right? So if you see the blinking light, so it goes here and then it goes here. So this is how it is training itself with several iteration, and it is looking to the image continuously, and then it predicts the output. It says, okay, this is a dog, this is a bicycle, and this is a truck. But in turn, we should have a lot of images of dogs, lot of images of bicycles, and plenty of images for the truck. So this is how the AI model basically works. Right? Any questions till now? Any questions in AI? Any questions in data science? Any questions in machine learning? You can portray it right away if you want.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Hello.
My domain is agriculture. So can
Mhm.
you machine learning
All right, all right. So in agriculture, right?
machine
So
learning help in
Okay. So I got your point. So your point is your domain is agriculture, and how we can leverage the technology of data science in agriculture basically. So we can develop a model. So in agriculture, if I'm not wrong, you so there are many kinds of fields or crops which people grow, and many kinds of fertilizers and pesticides people are building up. So if you want to check the quality of the fertilizer and how impactful it is to the new crops, you can use the data science techniques for that data science, and you can even predict that okay, this is the crop you are growing, and what is the probability of this crop to be hybrid of those two crops. So you can do build some predictive algorithms, predictive models which can analyze the future coming crops and which can analyze the yield of the crops. So these all activities you can perform in agriculture. So I hope that has answered your question. All right. So let's proceed to some potential machine learning cases. So one case is of forecasting. So forecasting is nothing but it's like predicting the future. It's like predicting the future sales. So forecasting is done basically using the historic data, and it predicts what could be the future sales, what could be the revenue generation, so on and so forth. And accordingly, the management can channelize the cash flow, and accordingly they can manage the resources and do whatever activities they want to do. So that's one case of forecasting. The next case is customer segmentation. So what customer segmentation is, right? So let's say you are the CEO of any company, and you own a store. You own a store where you sell clothes. So you want to know that who are the customers who are buying the clothes for, let's say, clothes are worth rupees less than 1,000. The ones who are buying clothes with rupees 1,000 to 2,000, and the ones who are buying clothes for rupees greater than 2,000. So that's a holistic approach, right? You are segmenting your customers based on the amount which they are buying the clothes. In the similar way, in industries, in the companies, like the big shots, if I talk about, we uh, like with the bare eyes we cannot just say that okay, we can segment the customers based on these parameters, as we have n numbers of tables. We have at times 100 tables. So how can a humanly, that is really difficult and tedious job to analyze 100 tables at a time. So that's how we train up the machine learning models, and we perform the customer segmentation out of that. So this is a holistic approach of customer segmentation. This is one app which we have developed for the customer segmentation. Let me show you how this app looks. So this is the app, right? This app was built for any kind of cinema halls where you go and watch movies. So this takes in the details of the customer. Let's say anybody is going and watching the movie, and is booking through Paytm. Let's say he or she is an old member, and they're booking the tickets today, and they want to go tomorrow, and they want to see the movie at 10 a.m., and they are redeeming the offers, and they are buying two tickets, and they are spending 450 bucks. Movie, let's say they're going to watch Uri movie. So this is a detail which the customer has taken up, and they want to know which category you fall into. I mean, what is your category basically? So what does it do basically, how it is working at the back end? So this machine learning app, it segments the customer based on your movie watching behavior, how you come and watch the movie. Your data set is with everyone. So just no one should be in an assumption that your data is secured. No one's data is secure at this moment. Your data, your personal data, your movie watching behavior, your transactions, how much amount you're spending to this way, that way, your Flipkart, Amazon, everything is public. So if you're spending anything that is being sold out, that is being borrowed up, so it's about all public right now. So we were talking about this data. So let's say person is using Book My Show or Paytm. He's a new member or an old member. Based on that, he will tell you that whether you are a silver member, you are a gold member, or you are an elite member. So if in case you are a silver member, you are not generating that much revenue to the movie theater as compared to the people who are going for an elite member. Let's take an example of PVR. You are a couple and you are going to watch a movie, and you are not buying any food and beverages, popcorns, and just you are going and watching a movie. In that case, you are a silver member, or could be a gold member as well, but never an elite member, because elite members, they take the recliners, they book 4 5 tickets, and they are like irrespective of the time they are going, right? Most of the people, they get their salary in the month, in the days of like 30th or 1st of every month. So they plan their movie in the first week of every month mostly. So elite members, they can go and watch movie anytime they want, right? So this is a segmentation. I humanly, that is not possible to define that. Okay, we can say, okay, booking date when people are booking. We can say, we cannot say that how many people are buying the tickets. We can classify on them. We cannot say how many total amount they're spending. So it takes the holistic approach. It takes the every data points, and it will tell you, okay, on what basis you are defining the customers. We have seen this one, so I'll show you. So it's a gold member. So the person who is going taking from Paytm old, and he's watching a movie tomorrow and booking tickets today, redemption 10 o'clock. So all the behavior of this person, this algorithm has told me that it's a gold member. So accordingly, the company will target you. They will never offer you with the promotions or with an ads similar to the elite member. So this is a targeted approach. Churn analytics, right? That's a very good way to retain the clients or the customers. Here I will give you an example of Google Pay. So many of us, we were using Google Pay, right? At times, if you stop using Google Pay, you will receive a notifications. So it happened with me very frequently. It happens, right? That whenever I use Google Pay, I get a scratch card, and the best thing which Google Pay can give me is better luck next time. So apart from that, I never get anything from Google Pay. So I stopped using Google Pay for around a week or two, and I use any other app like Paytm or Phone Pay, something like that. So what happens then? Google Pay gives me an ad saying that, okay, this person has joined. Why don't you give 1 rupee to him and you will get a scratch card? So I will keep on getting those messages, those notifications kind of activity. And when I finally use Google Pay, I will get the 10 rupees scratch card and the richest person on that day. So this has been happening. You can observe this. Your behavior is being captured by everyone. So that is like they are what they are doing is they're avoiding churn. They are avoiding you to use any other app, and they want them to use it your app. So that's the marketing, and that's the strategy what companies they use. So in this case, churn means to retain you, to not allow you to exit. That's what the churn means. We have developed this app as well, which can predict the churn behavior. So I will show you how this looks like. I will delete this result because we'll be generating this. So in this case, this is the app how it looks, and this is the data. This is the industrial data right now, and what is it? It's basically the customer has an Android app deployed at the Play Store, and this is the customer name. We have masked it with a number to avoid any kind of discrepancies. So each number represents the each customer name. Let's say the person has registered, and they are belonging from to different countries, and this is basically an education form. And if the person has identified their passion, or if they have published any post, if they have downloaded any book, so I want to know that, okay, whether this customer is likely to churn, whether this student is likely to churn. So if I get to know that, okay, this person is likely to churn, I will definitely offer them with something to retain them. So that's again the marketing strategy what people are using right away. So how to do that, right? I'll just take this and I'll open this app, and so I was using the test file. I'll use the test file. I'll just press the start button. So yeah. So after this, it should give me the results, right? So let me just open it again. So this is how I open the apps. So these are okay. Some technical glitch has happened. All right, just give me a second. I'll open it again for you, and definitely we can have a look at this. We have developed this on Python platform. All right, so this is here we are, and I'll just copy paste the URL and the file path. We were using the test file, and I have stored the test file. And once I click onto the start button, it will give me congratulations, files have successfully been read and stored. I can see the result out here. The time is 11:53 and today. And once I open this Excel, right, I can see one column as churn. Here I know that okay, this customer or this client is going to churn out. So what I'll do is I'll target this client with a different unique offers. Let's say I'll say them, okay, I'll offer you 10% discount. Why don't you use our app more? So this is how basically the things are going inside the market. This is how they are targeting everyone. So that's a unique approach of marketing as well. So it predicts who is likely to churn. It predicts all the people, and it helps you to retain the clients. It gives to by giving unique offers and by giving different kind of activities, scratch cards and everything. And that's how people are growing with the business, by avoiding any churns. Lead generation, right? So this is again a very good practice what data scientists are doing right now in different companies. uh, are you being a data scientist of any company, and the CEO asked you like, hey, can you help me with the dashboard development, and can you help me with the visualization, where I can analyze my data and see what is the lead generation basically. So you being a data scientist, it's your responsibility and job to see what is the lead generation right away. So I'll show you how it looks. So this is the interface basically. And let's say this is again an education form, and they want to see that from where they are getting the maximum leads. When I say leads, it's basically the clients for the customers. We can say that okay, the total leads are 55,000, out of which only 34 has been converted, and maximum is being generated through Google, then direct traffic, and so on. This is stats by the country, by the city. If I say, let's say Bangalore, I want to see how Bangalore is going. So I'll just drill through it at city level, and it will give me all the stats of Bangalore. I can say most of the people who are right now looking for a job and who lost their job due to COVID, they are the maximum in number, followed by working professionals, because definitely working professionals are the one who are keenly looking forward to dive into data science and artificial intelligence along with the students, because because they want to stand out of in today's technology. Finance management, like that's the finance sector is growing at the highest. So this is the insights, this is the visual insights which I was talking about in the initial slides. How the visuals looks, how the management wants, what is happening inside the industries basically. Email, through email messages, marketing being done, advertisement. So let's say advertisement, if I click on, so this is how the stats basically work in advertisements. So this is the visuals, right? So this is how it looks. Now let's talk about product behavior. When I say product behavior, it means like the behavior of any tangible products. Let's say, or it could be non-tangible as well, the softwares. For Google Pay, we are the products, because we are the end users of the Google Pay. For if you go at any store, if you go to Big Bazaar or any kind of store, you can see that the products are there. For Big Bazaar, those edible items are the products. They want to analyze their behavior. They want to see that, okay, when is it likely that, okay, my this item will be sold out? What is the are people liking it or not? So these are like the analytics what companies are looking forward for, and that's very essential in the companies. They want the data scientists to look into these activities. They want them to analyze the products. So this is again a dashboard. You guys can definitely look all these dashboard. These dashboards are live onto the website. You can anytime go and explore its functionality. Let's say it gives me the geospatial location. I want to see how North America is doing. So I'll just click onto North America and it filters out everything for me in the North America. I want to see how Europe is working out. It filters out everything for the Europe. I want to see the dates. I'll just slide down the slider and see how it's working. So these things are developed on the tool called as Microsoft Power BI. So that's again a very good tool being used in the industries. Let's say I want to see how my road tires are working. I'll just go here, drill through the road tires. It will give me again a good visuals, right? What will happen if I increase my cost price to 60%? What will be the profit I'll incur? So this is how it is happening. Great. You can also drill through the customer level details. So by using this details, I can say that Mr. Sean, he is my top customer, and his revenue is around $12.41 thousand. So that's a huge amount which Mr. Sean is giving me. I can say that. Okay. And in this age wise, I can see that, okay, 50 people from 52 years, like 50 to 40 years of age people are my customers. I'll target them. So that's again a targeting marketing, targeted strategy of channelizing the people with the age, with all their behaviors, what they are doing. When I say about, so they're analyzing their behavior, and these tools help them to analyze. You being a data scientist, you all will work upon all these exciting projects to analyze their behavior, what they do, how do they do all those activities, right? So this is another self-service analytical tool. This is actually real power of AI, which I'll demonstrate you right away. So I'll just open this, and again, the same process of opening it. Mm, .py. So let it open. So just talking about this. So this particular app, it gives you the 3D graphs on one click. It gives you the trend analysis on one click, the graphs, the forecasting. Forecasting is like predicting the future. I'll show you how it happens. Uh, right. So this is the app basically. At times, right, again, this case was developed for the retail client. The client is selling their products. The product could be anything, and they want to know that on what day the sales is highest, and if it has any relationship with the fuel and the temperature outside. So this is like, if I have three variables right now and I want to see the behavior of 3D graphs. So I'll just click onto it and it will show me these 3D graphs, and I can drill through it. So you being a data scientist, you have to analyze it. Then you can say that, okay, when your temperature is between, and you have to analyze this cluster actually. So the cluster, each circle point, it represents your customer when they are purchasing. So you can analyze that, okay, that if the temperature is between 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and if your fuel price is something around 40 to 50 dollars, then your sales is the highest. So this is again a beautiful representation of the graphs in 3D. You being as a data scientist or analyst or any ML expert, you guys can get this opportunity to work in these kind of domains, in these kind of trends. If I say, if the company wants to know what is the trend of the company, so this is what the trend means basically. I can say that, okay, this particular customer or this particular company is selling winter clothes. I can say that. So if he's selling a winter clothes, then the maximum sale is in the month of December and Jan, right? December and Jan. So this is a trend. I can say it's a seasonal trend, right? On only one season I can see these peaks, and the remaining I can see not that much peak. Instead it's a bit linear. So I want to know that, okay, in the month of let's say 2012 December, 2012 November, what is the sale? What could be the sale based on the data? This I can say that I want to know for the next 2 months of sales. When I say 2 months, let's say forecast for weeks, 4 weeks. I'll just press onto the show button, and it will pop up the results for me, like in this way. This is a predicted value. So it is forecasting me the values. It is telling me the future. And it has predicted that the values are less. I mean, the sales is less. So you, as a data scientist, it's your job to figure out what has happened in this particular region, in this particular area, why the sales has been is declined, or what is the reason behind it. So this is the job of data scientist in any field, may it be finance, if you're going for any banking firm, if you're going for big four. Over there also they analyze all these aspects. How many credit cards are being sold for this month, okay, and what is the ratio, what could be the probability that in coming few months or few weeks, how many credit cards could be sold. So it's the management will come up to you, hey, can you please help us in analyzing all these data sets. So this is like a self-service tool. This is like you just need to press onto the show button and it will pop up the results. So we have specifically designed for this demonstration purpose. The next one is again a robot. So this is a very unique robot which we have developed, and we have developed this for basically, let's say, a hospital. So we have always been to a hospital at least once in the lifetime, and once we go to the hospital, the doctor gives us a medicine for any pathology, and they ask us to come back and give us update us about their state, about their health status in 7 days or maybe in 10 days, whatever the time duration they tell. But even we and the doctors, they forget to communicate with each other because doctors are too busy, and the patients, once they are recovered, so they don't bother to go back. So using this robot, and this application could be used anywhere. It's a one-click solution basically, and I'll demonstrate you how it works. Right. So I will open email bot, and let me open the app. So this is how it looks, the interface. And let's say I have this data, and the hospital or any company is generating this data. And this is a date when the patients have visited, and their follow-up date is today, let's say 18th. And this is the details of the client and the customers. Now, this is very less, right? This is very less. I mean, if I say this is only counting 5, but this in the real time situation, the count could go up to 500, at times 400, 500. So many people they want to get related to, and they want to send a mail. It's basically how they are building up a relationship with the doctor and the patient. So this is the overall ultimate aim. So I will show you this particular thing, how it works. So right now I have this email ID. I have developed a trial email. So avi.trial.1. So right now you can see it's empty. Nothing is there right away. What I'll do is I will run this robot for you. I will take this and I will upload this Excel file. So what I'll do is I'll just browse it. We'll go right away. I'll take the data, and this is done. I will press the start button, and the moment I press the start button, it will run the app. And yeah, it has started sending out the mail, and you can see within a second or two it's sending out them emails. So you need not to do anything needs to be done. So the mails have successfully been sent, and success message is out here. And if I go here, the mail has come. So I can say that, hey Avi, this mail is regarding the last appointment with Dr. Mathur from ENT department. So that's just a dummy set I've created. So it's intelligent enough to pick up your department, to pick up the doctor you have visited, and to pick up today is the 7th day and you should report to the doctor. So tell us about your health. How are you basically? Please notify us regarding your health status, or visit the doctor with the report from XYZ hospital. So anything. I mean, this is just an example of hospital. This could be used in n number of ways, in schools, in colleges, in different retail shops, in throwing up the advertisement based on the customer segmentations, what we have discussed. So this is a robot which is working. So that's a one-click solution. You just need to press the browse button and start button. That's all, nothing to be done. Send one mail in 1 second, right? So it's taking one, depending upon the internet connectivity, of course, and the system ability. So minimum 1 and maximum 3 seconds. That's the deviation. It's intelligent robotic process automation. It's capturing what is like the doctor's name, and it's also reminding you today is your day. I mean, today you have to visit to the hospital or tell the hospital about your condition. It's fast, accurate, and efficient. So this is what the intelligent robotic process automation does in different industries, may it be anything. So this is a real-time example, right? People are using it right now and improvising their business. So you being into any of the firm, maybe finance firm, or maybe any of the sectors, big four, you guys will get an opportunity to work on these tools and leverage the technologies, right? So one more much now, I'll jump on to some text analytics part, and predicting or analyzing the behavior, analyzing the text. This is called a sentiment analysis. What people's sentiments are, what are their emotions right away. So what are they thinking, right? So you people, after going for internships or going for any job activities, you go onto the Glassdoor. Once you go to the Glassdoor, you see the reviews and you see the comments, but there are, let's say, 40,000 reviews, let's say 13,000 reviews, whatever it is. You cannot go and scroll each and every review at a time. Similarly, in companies also, the HRs or all of them, company management, they want to know what is the reason behind their churn. So when I say churn, that's actually a very meaningful information for the companies, because that's what they can get the maximum revenue to avoid churn. They want to know why their employees are leaving, right? That's a sentiment analysis. They want to know their feelings of the employees. So I'll show you how it looks. I will open this. And this is how it looks. This is again being developed on Power BI. I have taken the sentiment analysis of Big Four, KPMG, EY, PwC, and Deloitte, with the average of 13.5 plus minus 4, 5, 10 deviations. So let's talk about EY. So this is how the emotions look like. So people are, let's take about overall review, right? Overall review, what people are talking about. Company. So company is good. The culture seems to be good. The company has a career, and it's the best. People are actually saying there are many opportunities. It's excellent. And let's talk about cons, right? When I say cons, it means a negative comment. So why people are leaving? If they are leaving, then they'll give the negative comment. And that's not the ground truth, but people leave when they're frustrated and when they're not liking the job and what comments they are giving. So the cons is a negative thing. And if I say hours, so it's a long working hours. The balance, work life balance is maybe not there. People, salary, oh okay, even this I'm seeing for the first time now. Salary is there. Time, so they're not able to spend time. So I want to drill down more. You guys being a CEO of a company, you will definitely get to know that what people are talking about your company, right? So you're going to see that, okay, people are giving rating 1 as well. And who are those who are giving rating 1, and what are they talking about? In the big bold, people who have given the rating 1, okay, they're talking bit about this managers, people, okay, work life balance. So I can say people are not happy with overall management, and work life balance is pretty distorted. So this is how it's been done. That again, a machine learning algorithm which is working at the back end. And you can develop this sentiment analysis for anything. It gives you the holistic approach of what sentiment analysis is, right? Talking about the different aspects. Now let's jump to a different case study now. I will now start with some good financial case studies. uh, so let's talk about fraud detection. uh, we have been analyzing this in our daily life. uh, So recently I was making a purchase, right? Your data is everywhere. That's the ground truth, and even my data is everywhere. What items do I purchase? What not do I purchase? And what are my likings? So big billion days going on Flipkart. So everybody is busy purchasing the products, including me. So now there could be a fraud. A fraud could happen by any of the companies, by any of the retail customers or retail companies who are selling out their products in big billion day. So, how to analyze that fraud? Humanly, India's population is XXXS crores. So, during in so much crores of people, analyzing that fraud one by one using manual interventions is next to impossible. You cannot analyze each and every transactions, like you cannot analyze 10 lakhs of transaction per day. Humanly, that is not possible. Right? That requires more effective and robust methods. So let's talk about normal purchase. I'm a buyer and I found a seller on the Flipkart. What I'll do is I'll try to purchase that item, and that item costs rupees 2,000 bucks. But the company, my bank knows that Avi buys the product for, let's say, 1,000 rupees. He doesn't crosses the 1,000 rupees. Plus minus few deviations are always acceptable. So I'm making this purchase, and bank knows that okay, Avi is making a purchase of 2,000. So that's pretty much acceptable, right? And I'll meet the seller on Flipkart, and I'll proceed with the transaction. There is a check. That check is a bank, and my transaction will go from my bank to the seller's bank, right? And the bank knows that I am buying a product of 2,000, which is a normal purchase for me, and the bank will verify it. Okay, that's been verified, and you can then transfer the amount to the seller's account. That's very much normal. That's a normal life, right? What we are dealing right now with. But next could be a fraud life as well. I mean, a fraud purchase, which I was talking about. Now, what is that fraud purchase? So you write 5,000, and at times the seller or at the back end or at the hackers could instead add 1 0. Instead of 5,000, it could be 50,000 at times. So what will happen, right? I'm again a buyer, and I'm buying a product of 50,000. This is a legit one. At times people can go beyond their limits and they can buy the products for 50,000 as well. I'm again meeting the seller at the one platform. Let's say Amazon or Flipkart. I'm again there is a check, and then my check is this bank. An AI based algorithm is running in the bank, and bank knows my data and knows my behavior. For them, I am their product, and they knows the product behavior, all the ways which I have told you in previous slides. They know my behavior, and they have suspected a fraud. They said that okay, Avi doesn't buy 50,000 of product, and the alarm got triggered in the bank by my name that okay, Avi is trying to make a purchase of 50,000. That seems to be a fraud. That AI algorithm, that robot, AI intelligent robot has told the bank. Now the bank will stop that transaction and it will call me. Hey Avi, were you making the purchase of 50,000? Shall we proceed ahead, or it was a fraud? I'll say okay, okay, you can proceed ahead. Then they will verify it, and then the transaction will go into the seller's account. This is the fraud detection. This is something which is being used in different banks in the form of AI. This is again a financial case study. If you guys are planning to go in for any of the banking firms, maybe JP Morgan, American Express, so this is happening. This people are deploying these kind of models in the form of AI. But definitely, if you have a domain knowledge, if you have a commerce strong knowledge, and if you leverage these technologies, that will give you a boost. Having a domain knowledge is always preferable. Like a person is having only data knowledge, and if a person is having a domain knowledge plus data knowledge, the second person will be benefited more, because you're having a domain knowledge as well, which is equally important. So that's why I'm saying like having a commerce knowledge is definitely a weighted advantage, but try to get more into how these technologies work. This will definitely help you and boost your career. One case study is for healthcare sectors. So patient forecasting, healthcare, I personally believe healthcare is definitely a charity, but they will not run, they like hospitals cannot be run without money. They need money. And this is how the data science could help them to leverage the techniques and technologies of AI right now. Patient forecasting. They can forecast that how many patients are going to come today, and accordingly, they will leverage the use of doctors, nurses, and other staffs. So this is normal life, like convention method, what I say. Let's say there is one hospital. What used to happen, this I'm giving an example, what used to happen when data science was not there. Let's say there's one hospital and there is two doctors per department, and the departments are, let's say, radiology, cardio, neuro, gastro, general, ENT, and two doctors are there. And here also two doctors, every department has two doctors. And let's say in radiology department 50 patients come up, and 10 patients and 12 accordingly. We have different patients coming up in different departments. What will happen? Two doctors, 50 patients, the life is gone. Two doctors and 41 patients, again they are like too much overburdened, and they are pressurized, and that's why they don't have much time as well. Everybody is so much uh, you know uh, frustrated in the hospital. Whenever you go, they keep on yelling at people. So this is a reason, even they are not at fault. So what happens, right? The doctors who have less patients, they are chilling around, and doctors who have average patients, they're also happy. But these two doctors, they are damn frustrated. How can they leverage the use of data science? You being a data science and you being a consultant, and you wish to help the doctors, what you can do, you can take the selected doctors per department instead of two doctors per department. Let's take the same scenario, departments being the same and the patients being the same. Now what happens, right? You say that you can predict that at what time the in radiology department, at what time the patients might come. In cardio department, at what time the patients might come. Similarly, in ENT department, at what time the patients might come. You are forecasting that. And let's say you say in radiology the patients might come at around 3, in cardio the patients might come at around 9:30, and accordingly you will call your doctors. You have selected doctors. You will reshuffle the uh, doctors from one department to another department. If they have the expertise, you can call them as per their needs and demands. So this is the strategic move now. This is a strategic move what hospitals are using, and using this everybody is happy and they have a good and balanced life. What I was talking about, work life balance, that is the major important part. One is like product behavior, renting a product. This I will take an example of YOLO bikes, which we have in Bangalore. That's a really great concept, right? So, what to rent? YOLO bikes, they must have thought of like renting a bicycle could be a good idea in Bangalore, since they are right. Uh, there's so much of traffic in Bangalore. People, it's hard. It takes around, at least times it takes 1 to 1.5 hour to cross 10 kilometers only. So that's too much of traffic. When to rent? Using data science, you can analyze when to rent. What is the behavior of the product, or what is the behavior of the customer? What price to rent? So let's say it's weekend, or it's a monsoon season and the weather is pretty good. You can increase the price. You can as per the behavior, as per the demand and supply, you can increase the price definitely. So they're using everything. So renting a product is a holistic approach right now, and they are using data visualization for overall performance of the product. This is a data scientist job. Product analysis for storage of the products, and avoid any delay to for the customer satisfaction. They're also using cluster analysis or customer segmentation techniques. So everything is being used, from visualization to analysis to machine learning, to rent out a product. Many of you must be interested in digital marketing. Digital marketing is definitely a good platform, right? A good way to start a career, to analyze the market. That's a very good way to start a career. You can identify your potential market and potential customers using customer segmentation tool, which I have showed you. That's a strategic way again. Similarly, like the tool which I have shown you, or any kind of visualizations which you may apply, accordingly you can target the people, right? The Google Pay scratch card which I've shown you, that is like again a digital marketing kind of activity. PVR, Paytm, you can provide the movie offers in the form of customer segmentation techniques. You can provide the lucky customer draws, so that it would avoid any kind of churns, right? So these are some of the potential use cases. I will now come up to advanced AI. when I say advanced AI, I really don't expect people to learn it right now or to start coding up. But definitely, you should know what is the level of AI we have reached up. I've created 3 videos for you. That's a very short video, and it will show you what is the level of AI we are dealing with. So, blood cell counter. Right now, you go and people they pierce the needle in your blood, and they take whole 1 day to count the blood. This could be automated using AI. This is how it works. Let me show you a small demo of it. Blood cell counter. So what is happening, right? This is the original image, and this is a predicted image. And the camera is actually looking like an eye of a pathologist, and the camera is making a bounding box and giving you the result. The blood cell count is done. Stay healthy and keep smiling. So the blood cell count, when it reaches a critical level or low or high, it will give you a red alert over here. So right now, this is the original image, and this is being predicted. This is a computer vision. Right? This is what we call as computer vision. Computer is your eye, and the computer is basically dealing with all these activities. This is advanced AI. This is imaging. The next thing I would like to talk about is pathology detection. There are experts required in pathology detection. In imaging, this is an ultrasound image which you are seeing on the screen right now, and it has a bubble in it. So that's a pathology. When I say pathology, it's a defect. It's a defect in or it's a disease kind of activity which is happening. So having a air bubble in a vein is a pathology that should not happen, right? So how to analyze them? What algorithm, what is there in healthcare, what is there in artificial intelligence which can mimic the doctor, which can mimic the functionality of the doctor, right? So this is how it is happening. This is the eye of the doctor, I can say that in this way. And it is making a circle, it is making a bounding box around the ultrasound image, and this is a live ultrasound which we have been dealing with. So right, you can see the bolus, you can see the bubble, right, and it's tracking it throughout the video. So this is basically an advanced AI, how it is working. The next one is about self check-in, hospital self check-in. So we have developed this for the hospital. So this is very interesting use case, right? In this world of Corona and this COVID situation, nobody wants to touch anything. Even if you go to the hospital, right, for even the normal checkups or for anything, you don't want to touch any pen, paper. We are afraid of doing all these activities. So we have developed this novel material, novel software algorithm, which helps in self check-in kiosks in hospitals. Let me show you the demo, how it looks. So let's say this is again, this is a system, and it says that raise your hand for self check-in. So if I raise my hand, I'm telling the system that I want to self check-in. So this is my indication to the system. I'm communicating to this robot. I'm communicating to this artificial intelligent robot by raising my hand and telling them, okay, yeah, I want to check in. Can you proceed ahead? So they will pop up a message that okay, self registration mode registered, image will be captured. So the this robot has understood that okay, the person has raised their hand and they're ready for self check-in, so you can capture the image. Why capturing an image? So this image will go at the back end, this image will be processed, and based on this image, based on the person, the machine or this AI, this robot will fetch all your information, that what was your previous history with the hospital, right? So accordingly it will now take the image, and once the image is being taken, it's like it says capturing the image. So right, it will tell me everything, right, from what date I visited and everything. And then it will tell me thank you for using self check-in kiosk, and proceed towards the reception for temperature and blood pressure measurement. So why I am showing you this example, it's because one thing is contactless, a contactless check-in, and the second one, how to improvise upon it. The next way to improvise upon it is by the this robot itself can take the blood pressure and measurement. So the temperature could be taken using a infrared thermometer, and blood pressure definitely could be measured using a different techniques. So this is advanced AI. This is how we are dealing with AI right now. And this is the level of AI which we have reached up. Now, data science career in finance. Why I'm taking particularly finance? Because I believe, being in a commerce background, most of us we would want to be in a finance sector, and definitely, trust me, healthcare and finance. These two sectors will always flourish till the time human is there, human existence is there. Disease will be there, and if the disease is there, people will rush towards the hospital. Till the time human existence is there, the money will be there, and if the money is there, the finance sector will always flourish. So you guys being at the right platform of BCom, and you guys can take up different career options in data science and finance, maybe managing the data, managing the data sources, and doing all the blending, pre-processing, and every aspect of it. Maybe risk modeling. When I say risk modeling, we can analyze what is the risk if we invest in any kind of activities. What is the risk of having this algorithm, or any kind of activity which is happening inside the industry. Risk modeling is something unique. Forecasting. I mean, I have shown you the demo of forecasting. Also, everybody is doing forecasting, and it's about how accurate you are in doing the forecasting. What is the efficiency and accuracy you are doing with the forecasting? Recommendation engine, that's a pretty cool algorithm. You guys must be seeing ads recommended for you in Amazon or in Flipkart, anything. You just visit onto one page, right? The similar kind of products will keep on popping. That's a recommendation engine. That's based on AI. Again, your behavior, you are the product for Amazon and they are analyzing their product, that is you, and on that basis they will recommend you. Fraud detection, I've shown you the case of fraud detection right away, how it is, and what could be the reasons for the fraud, and how they are using AI to analyze it. So guys, thank you for all this. So having a patient lecture. So do you have any question till now? I mean, and we are ready to take up the questions. In AI, in career aspects, or in any of the I believe most of you don't have any much of the coding knowledge, or if you want to leverage any kind of techniques, tools, anything you want to ask in these domains, you can ask.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, sir. Actually, I want to learn this, but I don't have interest in coding. So how can I?
Okay, so that's a pretty good question, since you don't have interest in coding, and you don't have that much experience in coding as well. So there is one tool called as Alteryx. So this tool basically is a drag and drop environment, and it has everything with it. Maybe it has different palettes inside it, and it has. Let's say I'll give you a small demo, right? How it works basically. So this is the data files, and this is like the real industrial data which is happening right now. And
I'm not able to see anything.
okay, my bad. Can you see now? Okay, just a second. We present it again. Let me know once you can see the screen. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
All right.
No.
All right. So this is the data basically, and I will run it. So what is happening, right? So this data, this platform, this is Alteryx. Alteryx has a drag and drop environment in it. So we need not to code anything. We can just drag it, and we can leverage all the techniques and technologies within this framework. Maybe data preparation. I have to apply several formulas. I have to apply several imputation, data science techniques, predictive models, random forest, decision tree, neural network. So if I just drag and drop it, right, everything is here. I'm not coding it. I'm just giving my model name. I'm giving my target. I'm giving how many times and what are the hidden layers, like hidden layers, brain layers. When I say hidden layers, so at what hidden layers I want to use it. Data investigation. This is again a data science tools. distribution analysis, heat map, histogram. So all these are the data science techniques which we use. It's all drag and drop environment. So that was a great question by you. And we can always leverage these technologies. So as I told you, data science is not a science, it's an art. You can use any tool. Irrespective of tool, the output should be the same. I'm using Python, you use R, people use Alteryx, anything you can use, but the output should be the same, and it should give you the meaningful information. So this is a tool which people are and companies are extensively using. All the big fours, Siemens, JP Morgan, or whatnot. Everybody is using these tools. So this is the platform which you can use. Thank you for asking that question. I hope that has helped you.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, I have listed out few questions for you from our audience here. First
Sure.
question is like this. It's from Bipul Jha. It goes like this. How can a fresher in data science make a career out of it? I know R programming, Python, and Tableau for a fact, but most of the companies are looking for experienced individuals. So where should we begin with looking for a career opportunity?
Ah, that's a great question to ask, and thank you for asking this question. I know many of us have this doubt. Uh, when I was in college, right, I started with biomedical engineering, and in my final year, I wanted to switch into data science. So what I did, and what actually everybody should do, they should start taking up few courses, few workshops, kind of activities, few courses to prove to prove as a to have some certificates, because ultimately if you go in a company or anywhere, you need to prove yourself that okay, you know it, and this is the proof. You have a paper, but apart from that, you should have a knowledge as well. Then only you can crack the interviews. And to have a knowledge, you should practice the projects. Take up the projects, take up the online projects. If not, definitely we can also provide you the projects. So try doing those projects, make a report, and once you have the data science reports with you, you can showcase those reports, and you can definitely say that okay, I have done these many kind of projects, I have done these reports, and these things will make you at par from different students and from different professionals, because I know having a knowledge in R and Python is definitely a weighted advantage. But most of the companies, they are also looking forward to have someone who can have the knowledge in Power BI, who can have a knowledge in Alteryx. So expand your vision and try doing some projects to prove yourself, along with the paper which companies definitely they want for those just having paper kind of activities. That's all.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
have a next question from Akshay. Does RPA fit into artificial intelligence? Would you recommend data science or RPA for future finance professionals?
Uh, Sorry, ma'am, I cannot hear because of some commotion, I think.
Yes, sir, it's audible now.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, the question is like this. Does RPA fit into artificial intelligence? Would you recommend data science or RPA for future finance professionals?
All right, that's a perfect question to ask. Uh, for if I say RPA, that's a robotic process automation, and one is intelligent RPA, intelligent robotic process automation. If we see the current trend is the blend of data science and IRPA, intelligent RPA. So the future aspect is definitely the blend of both the things, and without data pre-processing, without doing any kind of machine learning, without doing any kind of statistical analysis, you cannot build intelligent RPA. Because if you're building IRPA, your robot should be intelligent enough to take its own decision. And when I say intelligent enough, that means that the robot should be capable of making its own decision. It can make its own decision only when you apply machine learning algorithms to it. And to learn machine learning, you should know the concepts of data science. So I can say both the things are equally important right now. And the trend is of more of IRPA, intelligent robotic process automation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next question is from Ali. Is big data a big thing in auditing?
Big data, if you talk about the environments as Hadoop and all, no, it's not a very big thing right away. It's just you know elder brother of data science, I can say that. So handling a big data, if you know how to handle the minimal amount of data, if you know how to handle lakhs of or 1 million rows, you can definitely leverage those techniques. The concepts will remain the same. So I would say instead of going directly to big data, start with data science and learn the techniques how to use those concepts of data onto the smaller data sets. That's how everybody starts from the scratch from the beginning, and then you can move up to the big data concepts like Hadoop and all those things.
Thank you for that, sir. And there is the next question. How do you think data science, artificial intelligence, etc., would impact
I want
digital
to
marketing?
ask a question, Murthy. I want to ask a question. I just tell Lakshmi to. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't get you.
Yeah, sorry, sir. The question from Ekta: how do you think data science, artificial intelligence, etc., would impact digital marketing?
Great question to ask, Ekta. So, digital marketing, how I perceive marketing, right? It's about how you deal with the cognitive thinking of any individual. That's how I perceive marketing, because it's impacting the cognitive thinking of a person. You need to capture his thinking and his thoughts. To know that, you should know his behavior. You should know what is his pattern. And to know those kind of activities, your data science will help you, and to know everything and to do the strategic marketing to like I was showing you about the product behavior, product analysis, and to develop a robot. So this is how artificial intelligence could help in strategizing the marketing, digital marketing world. Because the future is definitely the digital marketing. Nobody will gonna show the ads on the newspapers or pamphlets or the brochures. So this because of this COVID situation, the things have moved on totally to the digital way. So I believe the strategic move using AI and segmentations and robotics, everything combining together will boost up the power of digital marketing.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now, I think Ravi Richard sir wants to ask you a question. Over to you, Ravi sir.
Uh, Mr. Avi, I just wanted to know how does one choose the right kind of courses and programs to develop skills? And for colleges, say for commerce department, what would be some of the courses we could be starting which would be helpful for students in the field of commerce and business and finance particularly?
Thank you, sir, for asking this question. It makes really sense, and I believe the right approach to this would be to analyze the trend of what the finance market is, and what is the trend of the technicality in the college. And there is no specific products, or there is no specific things to deliver out here, but I would suggest that go with the tools. If the students have a good knowledge on tools like Alteryx, tools like Power BI, because I was from VIT and nobody taught me in VIT about the tools. But once I went to the industry, I felt that okay, there's a huge demand of tools in the market, like Power BI, Tableau, Alteryx, all these things apart from the coding language. So definitely, if my my opinion would be to make the students hands on with all these tools and techniques so that they can compete with the market.
Okay. So ideally, for a commerce student, which would be the simple one to learn and how long would it take?
Ideally, Alteryx, or I would recommend Alteryx, and it should not take more than a month or two if they continuously practice on this. And there is also a certification of Alteryx which they provide. and
Okay.
that's a very, very good tool. That's my personal opinion, actually.
Okay. How much would it cost to do the training? How many hours of training, and how much would it cost approximately?
So the training, costing matrix, maybe I can discuss with you
Fine.
after the call, or maybe I
Sure,
can
yes.
this. And but
Sure,
the
sure.
costing
Yeah.
of the software, that's actually huge. But for students, that is free. For the students, that's a free license version for 1 year.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think I have, looks like many people are interested in the topics and there are few more questions here, sir. But since we are
Sure, sure.
lagging behind the time, we'll just ask you one or two questions. The next question is, what is the difference between data analytics and data scientists?
That's a great question to ask. So when I say data analytics, it includes data massaging, data blending, data processing, and to some extent, giving data insights. So that's how we call it as data analytics. Data science comes in when we use hypothesis testing, null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis. I'll give you one example, right? Whenever a person goes to the company, they see the environment. Okay, these many are the males and these many are the females. Now, what is the level of significance? Can you say that the company is biased towards males and they have less females? No, you need a stats. You need to have a hypothesis. You can create a null hypothesis stating that, okay, my assumption is wrong, that the company is biased, and the alternate hypothesis could be, no, my assumption is right, company is not biased. So in that way, so if these kind of hypothesis comes into picture, right, then it's more of data science activities, more of machine learning activities. And when the insights and data massaging, data pre-processing comes into picture, that is called as data analytics. That is actually this question. I'm really gladful for the students who has asked this question, because most of us they don't know about the difference between data science and data analytics. Majority of the companies, they don't know the difference. They at times give the designation of data analyst, and they take up the work of data science. So this is how it's being done.
Thank you, sir. And one last question. How can we use artificial intelligence in small business or startups, basically who are having a budget constraints?
So having sorry, so it's like using AI or developing AI. If I'm So what do you mean by using
Using
AI?
like how they can use AI in their business, small
Uh,
business,
so
SMEs.
okay. So if they have any SMEs, for SMEs, to use any kind of AI activities, they should have the data. If they're using in-house, data is a major constraint for AI. And definitely it's if you're using any open source libraries, if you are using Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScripts, then there is no costing. But if you have huge amount of data, right, in terms of megabytes, gigabytes, or something like that, or very, very huge quintillion bytes, then you need to have a storage space, a cloud space, which is a costing. Then you should have a data lake and data warehouses, which is again a costing. And to manage all these data sets, you need a GPU, which is again a costing. But to a smaller level, if you call about megabytes of data, then you can just have a simple laptop with you, or maybe a simple GPU. If you're going it online to the server and you're going to the data lakes and warehouses, then definitely there is a huge cost for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your answers. Over to you, Josephine, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your inputs, and thank you, Professor Lakshmi, for moderating the Q&A session. We have come to an end. May I request Dr. Priya, Vice Principal, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Josephine. Good afternoon, all. It's a great honor and privilege to propose vote of thanks on this webinar. Let me start by giving thanks to Almighty God for making today's webinar a successful one. My sincere thanks to our rector, Director Father Brian Pereira SJ, and our principal, Dr. Albert Joseph Smith, for their constant support and encouragement for our department. My heartfelt thanks to the speaker, Mr. Avikrishna Srivastava, for enlightening us with his commendable talk on the subject. Sir, thank you very much for enhancing our understanding pertaining to the data science and artificial intelligence, especially regarding the machine learning, forecasting, customer segmentation, churn analytics, advanced artificial intelligence, data science, career in finance. Thank you very much, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Head of the Department, Professor Ravi Richard, for his valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. Thank you, sir, Professor Ravi Richard. I extend my thanks to all my colleagues and organizing team members, especially Ms. Dorothy for that meaningful prayer, Mr. Murthy and Ms. Lakshmi for moderating the question and answer session, Mr. Pawan and Mr. Charles for the technical support provided for this webinar. And I thank Mr. Josephine for ending this webinar and also for the technical support. I thank all the participants for your active participation. Thank you, dear participants. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Josephine.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, feedback link attached with the certificate is shared in the chat box and will be kept active for 30 minutes. So I request you to fill it. Thank you all for your wonderful participation. Have a pleasant afternoon. Thank you. Those who have filled the Google form can leave the platform here. YouTube ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Nikita.
So the link is restricted, sir. The feedback link.
What is it saying?
It's the site is not opening. It's saying, sir.
So the feedback link is restricted to one email ID.
I think you will have to log in from your official mail ID and you will have to fill the link, Nikita.
So with a single email ID, they can't fill more than one, sir. So they're supposed to log in with one more email ID if they want to log in.
Okay.
Fill the feedback form.
So can you please share the this thing feedback form one more time?